Hello world! Fuck me, that was heavy. I'm going to go through every single component. So here's a close-up look of the parts. Now it's time to turn on the machine. Country, where's the UK? You can choose between recipes or modes, adapted cooking, temperature, timer, speed, chopping and blending, and then turning left. I think this would be really good shortcut. Scale $2.99 for this if you have a Lidl Plus card. It comes out on the 4th of September 2025. Hello world! Today I'm going to be unboxing the Monsieur Cuisine Smart by Silvercrest. Fuck me, that was heavy. A manual in every single language that you can think of. So the first thing that came out of the box were the attachments that go on top of the machine. I believe these are the steamers that sit on top of the mixing bowl. So you've got a deep layer here and a shallow layer that can sit on top, and then a lid on top as well. Then we've got the spatula. Moment of truth. Oh, stuck. So the suction's at the bottom, which is good. Just come off. That's the lid, and oh, that's a measuring cup. That's for stirring while cooking. Mixing attachment. Strainer. Ah, now I can take it out. Wait, if I put the lid on. Okay, so it's locked and I can't take the mixing bowl out when the lid is on. And then you unlock. You can undo this. Take this out. And then inside we have the blade. So, what's next? I'm a bit overwhelmed right now. Okay, so before I switch this on, I'm going to go through every single every single part that is in this box. So the main machine obviously is this bad boy here, and you have the digital touchscreen here, which I will switch on in a minute. Then you have the mixing bowl here, which has the blade attachment already installed at the bottom of it, and you can take it out as well for washing. The jug itself, the mixing bowl itself, has markers inside for every 0.5 liters. Maximum, it says here, 3 liters. So this sits in this machine nicely. Then we've got a strainer looking thing that is called a cooking insert. And I've seen online that you can make rice with it, potatoes, and I'm sure it can do a lot more as well. But this sits inside the mixing bowl. But I just want to show you guys the fit inside here. And basically how this basket sits inside the mixing bowl is that with the mixing bowl, it curves inwards like that. And basically the diameter here goes down to about this level and it doesn't go any further. So it just sits right above the blade. Then we've got a mixing attachment here for emulsifying, whisking, whipping, anything kind of like baking related, but you can also do like sauces, yogurts, things like that with it. Then we have the safety lid here that sits on top of the mixing bowl, and you can just lock it in place by twisting it clockwise. The spatula that we have here, when the blade is rotating, you can still use the spatula to mix the food inside. And there's a guard in the middle to stop the spatula from actually touching the blade, so it's a safety guard. And in the middle of the lid, there's a hole where you can add ingredients in while it's cooking as well. Then you've got a plastic cap here that sits on top of the lid, like when you're blending, you don't want to make a mess, but it also doubles as a measuring cup as well. So you've got starting from 20 mil, and it goes up 20 mil up to 100 mil. So that sits on top of the lid. Then you have the steamer basket set that sits on top. So actually, I think you need to take the lid off first. Okay. So the same locking mechanism, press it in first, then you twist it clockwise, and that locks the steamer basket in place. So it's either going to be the lid or the steamer set. And there is 2 layers for the steamer set. So you've got the deep layer, and then you've got another shallow tray that sits on top of the deep tray, and a lid on top as well. And that's it. So initially I thought the cable was quite short, but actually you can just keep pulling it and then you can push it back in as well. So this cable is probably about a meter long, but also very strangely, it doesn't have any like retractable system. It's just kind of like a pull and push. So it's very manual, but I'm okay with that. Okay, so here's a close-up look of the parts. We've got the machine here and the mixing bowl with the blade attachment inside. As you can see, there are 4 blades. There's a sharp side and a blunt side for each blade, and the blades can rotate both ways. So one way would be to chop and blend the food, and the other way, the blunt side, is to rotate to stir and mix the food. So then we have the basket that sits in here, mixing attachment, the lid, that's how it looks on the inside, and there's a kind of seal here that will snug fit when you put it on top. So it's just like, just sink it in like that and then lock it in place. Then the cap, which is also a measuring cup. Then we have the spatula. I'm not really sure what this hook here is for. Anyone knows, let me know. Then we have the steamer set here. So that's the deep tray. And the bottom looks very similar to the lid. And it also has a seal here as well, like a rubber seal here. I mean, it's very lightweight, but like quite good quality from how it feels. Then we have the light tray, the shallow tray. Then we have the lid that sits on top, and it's transparent, so you can keep an eye on the food. And it has ventilation holes as well. A closer look at the holes, I'm not quite sure why there are these like small lines or cracks below them, but it happens on every single one of them. I don't know if that's like a manufacturer's defect or it's supposed to be like that, but just so you guys know. Now it's time to turn on the machine. So there's a switch here, and nothing's happening. Woo! There we go. Hello, Monsieur. Okay, so it's taking some time to load, actually. English. Next. Country. Where's the UK? You can also use a dial as well. Okay, so let's try France because it's closest to UK. Oh, look, Mason's Wi-Fi. That's my dog's name. Okay. Update required. Update now. This is what it looks like after the upgrade. Okay, so now that I have set up the Wi-Fi and Lidl account details, the home page is, you can choose between recipes or modes. So let's go into modes for now so we can look at the features of this machine. So let's go into the scale. I'm going to put this spatula in here. Cool. So it goes up by every 1 gram, and when I took it off, it's now saying 2 grams. So yeah, I believe that resets it. The dial doesn't do anything. The machine, the whole machine is quite sensitive to weight as well. So it's not just this mixing bowl that is measuring the weight. The entire machine, I believe the scale is like at the bottom of the machine. So even if I was to touch the screen here, it will still change the scale. Then we have knead. And we have solid dough, soft dough, liquid dough, and a timer. I'm not going to go ahead and do that now because I don't want to lose a finger. Then next we have the adapted cooking, and there is temperature. So max is 130 degrees. Then we have the timer, which is max 99 minutes. Then we have the speed, up to 10, and the direction, which I mentioned earlier, was the direction of the blade. So I think turning right is the chopping and the blending, and then turning left is the rotating. So if I go to speed now, yeah, there are only 3 settings, so I think it's a lot slower when it turns the other way to rotate. And then when you're turning right is for the blending, the fast speed. So next is roast, and temperature we can set again, timer, same thing. There's no speed and no direction, those are deactivated, so that's just that functionality. And we have steaming, which is, looks like these are already preset and it's just a time. You can cook eggs. So you can set the size of your eggs, how soft and hard you would like them, how long you want to cook them for. And I wonder if I say medium and soft. Okay, so the time will automatically adjust depending on how hard and soft you want it, which is cool. Then we have the sous vide, which I absolutely love because you can set this to the exact temperature and the machine will keep it at that temperature for you while you're cooking. So it's a very controlled way of cooking. And looks like this one is more than 99 minutes that I saw earlier, and you can do hours. So I thought it was only limited to 99 minutes, but actually you could do hours as well. So max is 12 hours. I also want to mention the touch screen of this machine is not that great. Like, it's okay, but it is a little bit fidgety to use. It's not as smooth as like using a smartphone, for example. But it is okay. So then we have the slow cook. Again, these are deactivated. We've got timer, temperature. Slow cook only goes up to max 95 degrees. And ferment, same thing. Temp, only up to 65. Just lost, oh, you can change it with a dial as well. Okay, so let's go turbo. I believe that is blending and really making something really fine. Press and hold the jog dial and hold the bottom part of the screen to turn on turbo mode. Okay, right. So if I'm holding the the dial and the bottom of the screen, press them together, I believe that will blend turbo super fast. So let's not do that right now. Oh, see again, I've accidentally clicked onto something. So next is the puree. Again, it's only timer. Okay, so it's going to be a blend and quite high speed for a certain number of seconds. Smoothie, again, same thing. So I think a lot of these functionalities utilize like the core 4 things, and depending on what you want to do, they're already preset settings for you. So that's quite helpful. But essentially, there's only like 4 main things that will drive this machine. Apart from the scale as well. Obviously, scale is another thing. You've got cook rice. I'm not going to go through every single one of them now. Oh, I've just accidentally gone into mode. Let's go back to recipes. Heat water, pre-rinse. So I'm assuming you add a bit of soap and water, and then it will kind of clean itself. And food processor, which is, again, is preset, the speed and so on. It's just like setting the time and how much you want to process the food for. So that's all for modes. And then we have, going on to recipes, I can show you guys quickly the recipes that are offered here. So there's actually quite a lot of things in different categories. We've got sauces and dips, a lot more in there. We've got soups and stews, salads, side dishes, snacks, main courses. Oh, you can make pizza as well. I think that's for like the dough. Baby food. I wonder if they do dog food as well for my dog. That would be great. Drinks. White mulled wine. Oh, yum. One pot all in one. I think this would be really good for when you want to stack, like want to cook something in the mixing bowl, plus you want to add things on top, and you can do like everything in one go. So I think that's what this is for, like an all-in-one to do multiple like foods in one go. So that's quite good. And then vegetarian and vegan, there's only one recipe, not very popular. Then we've got desserts as well, baking. We have the mixing attachment, so that's good for baking as well. Breakfast, dinner. Wait, have I gone through these already? Starters? No, I'm still going. Jams and jellies, German cuisine, French cuisine. Oh, I've just clicked on one of them accidentally. Cheese souffle, which I love. Okay, so we've got ingredients that will show you what you need, equipment. I'm assuming this machine is the equipment. Okay, I see. You need some ramekins for this. Then we've got instructions, nutrients. Okay, so I think when you start cooking, I believe it's like a step-by-step that you just follow through, and it will teach you to do different things. So it's like your kind of cooking assistant, which is really, really nice. And I like that they have different cuisines as well. There's a lot of recipes that they're offering. Spanish, vegan. Oh, okay, there's a lot more vegan and vegetarian options now. And okay, that's the end. But according to the website and the box, there are 600 plus recipes. And if you have the Lidl account, you can install the upgrades, any new recipes for free every time they have new ones. So that is great, because I know the Thermomix, they have the cookie dough, I think, and it's free for the first few months, but afterwards you have to pay for a yearly subscription, I believe. So the great thing with this is that it looks like there's tons of recipes that you can use, and it's all free, so it's great. And any future recipes, they're free as well. So what do we have in settings? We've got my recipes, weekly planner, shopping list, favorites, and cooking history, and tutorials. Okay, so we've got some tutorials on how to use this machine, but to be honest, I think it's quite self-explanatory, and this is basically what this machine has to offer. If you want something quite manual and you know exactly what you're going to do, then you obviously go into modes and you can do your own thing. If you want inspiration, then you can go into recipes and it will be like a tutorial step by step on teaching you how to make that meal. So I think overall it's a really, really great machine for £300, because the Thermomix, the latest one, TM7, is like £1,500. And for me, it's like I'm getting what Thermomix has to offer for £1,200 less. And it has a 3-year warranty as well with free recipes. So if any of the parts break down, I'm not too worried. And even if it breaks down after 3 years, I think if I use it regularly, it's already a great deal to get the most use out of this. So I think that is definitely worth a buy. For what it has to offer. I want to show you guys quickly as well that I've got a blender over here. This was from Amazon and I paid £120 for this. Plus I've got another bread maker here. This also cost me about £120. So in total, they're about £240 just for those two machines. And they don't even offer everything that this machine has to offer. The steaming, the whisking, the scale, and it can help you to cook and stir while you cook, and you can keep adding ingredients as you're cooking. One last feature that I want to show you guys is the plus button that I saw here. So if we go into that, there are 2 modes. The first mode is the turbo mode, which is a feature that was in the modes page. It does throw you a warning if you try to turbo without the lid on. So this safety lid here needs to be locked in before you can actually operate this, which is a great safety tool. If we go back and look at the other shortcut, is the scale. So these two you will be able to use on the recipes page as well. So I think I've covered pretty much everything that this multi-cooker has to offer digitally, and the parts that comes with it as well. I paid £2.99 for this if you have a Lidl Plus card. Otherwise, it's £3.99, and it comes out on the 4th of September 2025. Thank you for watching. Bye.